Hey, lots of people talk about raising kids, but you don't hear as much about the day the house goes quiet. And suddenly you're wandering around like a Roomba with emotional damage. You're bumping into furniture, you're bumping into walls, all while doing your best to try not to fall down the stairs. Hi, I'm Scott Mullet. Thank you. On this episode of The Wise Lane, we're going to go 360 degrees around empty nesting, talking about stuff you may not have been warned about, breaking down emotional traps, and of course, finishing on a high note on how to grow rather than grieve. Now, if you have the opposite issue or the children bounce back, tune into the next episode, the next one, and we will delve into that scenario. But first, let's touch on the grief of empty nesting. Most empty nesters expect relief or freedom when the kids move away. Yeah, hey, let's party. Come on. Uh-huh. But many end up feeling something closer to grief because it is grief. It's a loss of routine, identity, noise, purpose, role. Society celebrates the next chapter for the kids and the parents, rightly so, but it skips the emotional transition that requires. Here's a key point to remember when empty nesting. You didn't lose your child. You lost just the daily role you played in their lives. Let's go through some emotional traps that empty nesters need to be aware of. Trap number one is the phantom parent syndrome. Gen Xers, did that sound like all the ghosts in the OG Scooby-Doo cartoons, huh? Okay, maybe not. Now, here are some examples of phantom parenting. You're still buying snacks that only your child likes. Come on, I mean, no one over 50 should be eating fruit roll-ups, right? You open their bedroom door and you expect to see them, but they ain't there. You're cooking for 3 or 4, but there's only 1 or 2 of you now. This is your brain struggling to update its identity. Now, the good news is this usually fades within, a couple months, depending on how structured your routine was. The trap number 2 is the over-fixer mode. It's giving advice to your adult kids that, frankly, they didn't ask for. You're trying to manage their problems long distance. You're calling to check in, but really you're calling because you have the need to feel needed. Most of us raise children hoping that they will become independent. And now that they are, suddenly this independence of theirs, it simply feels rude. Trap number 3 is the silence shock. Pick one of hundreds of horror films out there. The house is quiet, too quiet. No door slamming, no teens yelling. There's no chaos. You start hearing appliances you didn't know made sounds, strange humming and buzzing sounds throughout the house. In my case, it's my fridge that keeps asking me for the damn Wi-Fi password. Why do you do that? You make me very sad. Silence can be peaceful, but it can also feel unsettling. Trap number 4, the freedom guilt loop. Parents spend years putting themselves last. When they suddenly move up to first place, it kind of feels like a software error, maybe. You have time, but then you feel guilty for enjoying it. And this is conditioning from years of caregiving and raising kids. For some, learning to take pleasure in this new freedom, well, it just takes practice. So now let's shift gears a little bit. We'll talk about what may surprise you after everyone moves out. Number 1, your home, it suddenly becomes a museum. Everything stays clean. Groceries last longer. You find yourself dusting out of boredom. It's like, hey, man, I've become my own Airbnb host in my own home. Number 2, you start to question more things. You question your relationships, maybe your marriage, your friends, significant others, family members. You question your job, your health, your goals, your life choices. All of this is very normal. For many of us, it was the first quiet moment that we've had in 10, 15, 20 years? Number three, you finally have time, but no idea really how to use it effectively. This is the psychological paradox of empty nesting, because you got the time that you dreamed of, but you don't have the habits in place yet to enjoy it. Yet. Number four, very important, you reconnect with your partner, or you realize you really need to. With the kids gone, many marriages and relationships need to hit a reset mode. This is when real communication needs to return and become necessary for relationship survival. As you watch this, pause for a moment and think about couples, whether married or significant others, who broke up within a year or two, either before or after an empty nesting scenario. I'm guessing you probably know someone or heard of someone, or maybe it happened to you. This is real life stuff. Number five is you slowly rediscover yourself. Your hobbies can return, your passions resurface, new interests emerge, and your confidence, it rebuilds. Think of it this way: the person who you were before having kids did not vanish. That person simply paused their life to help raise other human beings. All right, as we near the end of this episode, let's go through how to grow instead of grieve as an empty nester. Grow, not grieve. Step one, name what you're feeling. Grief, loss, transition, relief, confusion. All of those things can coexist. Step number two, rebuild your identity in three parts: who you were before parenting, who you became while parenting, and who you want to be now. Step three, create at least one new ritual, whether it's taking walks, classes, volunteering, traveling, making a standing coffee date with a friend, learning something new, like maybe learning a new language, learning a new skill. And step four, very important, let your kids evolve too. The ultimate goal of raising those children was for you to be able to have an adult to adult relationship with them eventually. Well, guess what? That time, it's now. Okay, we're now at the point where I want to wrap this up and tie it in a nice bow. Empty nesting isn't the end of parenting, it's the evolution of it. And it's also the beginning of rediscovering yourself, your interests, your relationships, your joy, your time. Don't rush it, don't fear it, and please don't let the silence convince you something is missing. Clever, huh? All right. Well, if this episode appealed to you, please hit that like button and then subscribe for more wisdom here at The Wise Lane. Where getting older doesn't mean getting slower, it means getting sharper. And remember, if you want to learn more about the reverse empty nesting, aka the bounce back for children, tune into the next episode. I'm Scott Mullet. Thank you for watching.